Hello all and welcome to my channel Roseology. I hope this video finds you in amazing vibes because who couldn't use some amazing energy, right? So today's video is all about what your hidden talents may be. So this is covering your natural, God-given abilities that you may not have realized are talents. And you may even discover some abilities today that you haven't yet activated. So this video came straight from the request of a viewer, exactly what your hidden talents could be. And I was really happy to get this request because this was just a really fun reading to do. And I didn't know I was going to have this much fun doing this reading. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or video requests, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I have no problem filming any sort of pick a card readings for you guys. Okay, so yeah, before we get into this reading, allow me to go on ahead and issue the disclaimer that this is a general reading, and in order for you to get the most out of this pick a card, it's really important for you to be intuitively connected, so you're able to discern which parts of this message are for you. So to help you guys access your own intuitive and psychic abilities, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. The first 30 seconds, there will be no crystals on any of the piles like now. And the last 30 seconds, I will be adding crystals for those of you that like to pick piles with crystals on them. So if you would like to participate in this meditation, go on ahead and get into a nice calm space. Also, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And we'll go on ahead and start this meditation right now. Now I have added some crystals to each of the piles. This is amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, and black obsidian. So I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on the piles. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Alright, so hopefully that was enough time for you guys to intuitively select a pile. If not, feel free to pause the video on the piles. But for those of you that are ready to hear your message, I have left the timestamps down below, so you can go on ahead and scroll down there and pick your pile. But like I said before, if you guys have any questions, comments, or even video requests, you guys can leave them in the comment section, and I definitely have no problem getting back to all of those and even filming some requests. Okay, so without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means so much to me, and let's do this. Right, in pile number 1, let's take a look at your cards to reveal what your hidden talents may be. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently in this reading. Normally I kind of present all the cards in the beginning. So with this reading, I'm just going to be presenting one card at a time. The very first card that we have here for my pile number 1s is the Knight of Wands. And with this Knight of Wands, what I'm getting here is a lot of things, but the very first thing is like you live a very fast-paced life, like an exciting life. Like you love the thrills of life. You are not someone that needs everything planned out, is what I'm feeling. Like actually, on the contrary, you're kind of someone that would rather like cross that bridge when you get there. Like, you know, that saying, like, I'll deal with it if I have to deal with it when I have to deal with it. But I believe that you attract a lot of people to you as well, especially when it comes to like your zest and energy for life. Like people feel alive around you. You make people feel alive and like they're having fun. And it's like almost like this sense of like highness, but it's just based off your energy, you know. You may be kind of like the life of the party sort of individual, but the interesting thing is that I'm definitely getting with this pile number 1 here, with this Knight of Wands in particular, is I feel that you don't mind being alone either. So like you strike me as the sort of person that would like travel or like backpack through Europe alone and have the best time of your life. Like you're not very dependent upon others when it comes to living and enjoying all that life has to offer. You definitely have a youthful energy about you that I'm feeling for sure. And I can see right now that one of your hidden talents is how you embrace life, like both the ugly and the beautiful, the good and the bad. Like you have a very big heart, I think. And as helpful and as big of a heart that you have, I'm also getting the sense that like you could be a dangerous enemy or a foe if someone really tried to come for you, or like your loved ones. Like you're not afraid of you're not really afraid of people. You're definitely not really afraid of like life or being alone or anything like that. So if you really had to like defend yourself or step up or speak for yourself, be assertive, you have no issues with that. So you're not really afraid of very much either, except for maybe like the inevitable things about life, like, you know, things like death, things like we can't control. So, but I feel as though you have very like healthy respect for things like that as well too. Like you just have like a understanding of these things happen, they have to happen, and you know, you kind of digest it well. So let's look at the next 3 cards that we have here, because these 3 cards are going to represent your actual hidden talents, while this card is representative of basically the type of person you are. So now let's move on. The very next card that we have here is the 6 of Swords. So to see the 6 of Swords, the hidden talent here that I'm getting is you have an amazing ability where you can cut etheric cords that may have developed with people. So you can cut cords, bonds that you may have developed with people, places, or just about anything. Like you have strong discernment, which is the ability to know exactly what or who is around you. And if these things or people are not in alignment with you and your energy, you have an amazing ability to walk away from it and leave it where you found it. So it doesn't really matter how much like time or energy you invested into this person, a place, a thing. It doesn't really matter to you what you got out of this person, place, or thing. Like you don't care how they benefited you. Like you do not fear leaving the familiar for something more in alignment with yourself and who you are. Like you know just how precious life is, and that it is too sacred and special to waste your time or energy on the wrong things. I think you lived many lives here on earth, and that's why you have such respect for life, and that's why I believe that you have this full understanding of you have to be very careful about where you place your energy and who you give your energy to. So this may also be how you metabolize life experiences so well too. So the very next card that we have is the Hanged Man in reverse. So again, for me, what this Hanged Man in reverse is talking about is you know when to surrender and when not to surrender. Like you know when to give yourself and your energy and when not to give yourself and your energy. Like this card for me, again, is all about discernment. Like as well as I see that you're not easily influenced by anything or anyone. You know what I mean? Like you only surrender or give of yourself when you deem a certain person or a circumstance worthy enough of you and your energy. And this isn't you being like cold-hearted or shifty or fleeting or anything like that. Like this is you knowing your worth, and you're like very confident because you know your worth. You know what you bring to the table. You know what you deserve, you know? So you don't mind surrendering. That's not the issue. You don't have a problem with surrendering. You don't have a problem with giving in. It just needs to be under the right conditions. And then the very last card that we have here is the 10 of Cups. With the 10 of Cups, what I'm seeing is you have a really big heart. Like I'm still feeling that from over here with the Knight of Wands. Like you have a really big heart and you have a lot of love to give. One of your hidden talents though is the ability to make others feel what you feel. So be careful with this power or ability, whatever it is you want to call it, because your spirit is very strong and your energy field can easily affect others' energetic fields. So like if you're pissed about something, you can invoke that same energy into someone else, or if you're happy, you know, vice versa, you can invoke that energy into another person. So your energy really inspires energy. So beware of that. I see you also have the ability to make others follow you. So you could you're somebody that could literally use their powers for good or bad. But I would definitely advise against anything negative, because what I'm seeing with this 10 of Cups over here is I'm seeing an infinite loop. Okay, 10 is what? It's completion. And completion doesn't just end with, okay, I completed my journey across the finish line, that's it. No, completion is all about, it's like this infinite loop of where you reach the end as well as the beginning, right? So what I'm getting with this is like whatever you invoke or inspire in others is going to come back to you threefold. No, you know what? Tenfold. We'll say tenfold. Because whatever it is you put out is what you're going to receive. So if you put out good, you're going to receive beauty and blessings and abundance. And if you go on ahead and decide, you know what, I feel like use my powers for evil today, and you put out negativity, what I'm seeing here, what I'm getting here very strongly is you could easily fold under the weight and the pressure of your own spirit. Because like I said, your spirit is very strong, right? And this is because you have a responsibility to utilize your gifts and powers with caution and love. And that doesn't mean that everything has to be cotton candy and unicorns all the time, you guys, but it just means to be aware of your own power, because you have been gifted this power by the all or spirit or source or God, whatever you call him. And if you misuse or abuse this power, the punishment can be severe. You know, it's kind of like that saying, like, heavy is the head that wears a crown, or to whom much is given, much is required. So like I said, you have a very strong spirit, you have very strong energy, and you've been gifted this responsibility. But the thing is that, you know, dependent upon how you use this, you utilize this responsibility, it could definitely have effects on you in your life. So if you use it for good, you'll receive good. You use it for anything else, that's what you're going to receive back. And like I said, you'll receive it back tenfold, whatever it is you put out. So let's go ahead and take a look at you guys' oracle cards to see what else we got going on here with your hidden talents. So the very first card that we have is Green Man Synergy. Look at that. Yeah, just like rainforest. So everything works together. This is what I was talking about. You were like created and given these abilities to help assist the universe in spirit in the work that they're doing in the physical realm or on earth here. Like, you have been tasked to work in alignment with spirit. So you play a part in the greater whole. Like the rainforest, you know, the rainforest works together. Like every single species that is alive in the rainforest, they all work together to keep the rainforest functioning properly so that everything can survive and everything can thrive, you know? So let's go ahead and look at the next one. The very next card that we have is, look at this, victory. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. Yeah, so I don't know why, but this card definitely feels like it's in conjunction with me talking about how many lives you've lived here. And now you kind of got the hang of life is what I'm feeling with this victory card. Like I was saying with the Knight of Wands over here, you know how to metabolize life and only give of yourself if you deem someone or something worthy. You know, I think with like maybe all the lives that you've had here on earth, you know exactly how to work things in whichever way that you need it to get the effect that you're trying to achieve. And then the very last card that we have here is transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Yeah, so like I was saying, you're able to really transform people's energy because your spirit, your energy is so strong, it's so powerful. So you're basically able to, if somebody was having a good day and you really like came to them with like your issues or your problems, or just because you were upset and you needed to vent, you could literally transmute their energy into something completely different. So whatever it is that you wanted, whatever it is that you're feeling, your energy, your spirit is so powerful that it has the ability to kind of, if someone else's energy or energetic field isn't necessarily as strong, you definitely have the ability to kind of almost overpower their spirit or their energy to the point where they kind of give in or they kind of surrender to your energy and what it is that you're feeling. So definitely be very, very careful with that, because it is a gift. It's like a hidden gift, a hidden talent, but it's definitely one that's like has a lot of power attached to it. So be very careful with that. But as far as my pile number ones here, this is all that I'm seeing. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. So hopefully this reading brought you some more clarity and strength and brought you a little bit closer to your true essence and your own power and who it is that you truly are. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys come back to visit me soon, and I'm going to go on ahead and move on to pile number 2. All right, and pile number 2, welcome. So let's go on ahead and take a look at your cards to see what your hidden talents may be. Now, I know this may look a little bit different to those of you that are kind of used to my readings by now, but that's because I'm doing this reading slightly differently. So instead of me just presenting all the cards up front, I'm just going to go on ahead and go through one by one. And this card is representative of your personality type, basically. And this is going to give me like a little bit of a look at what your hidden talents may be before we get to these actual 3 cards over here, which are your hidden talents. Okay, so flipping over here, we've got the Queen of Cups. You're somebody who is very comfortable and acquainted with the realm of spirit. I think you are someone that can feel people's energy. You may even be able to see auras, but you can also especially pick up on the energy in a room. So like if you walk into a room and it just, feels a little off, or it feels a little different, or it feels a little weird, you don't get those little nudges where it's like, oh, that feels a little odd. No, you know exactly what it is that you're feeling. I'm getting this sense of. And you are very in tune with your subconscious, and you take your time to make decisions, is what I'm seeing here. Another thing is that I'm getting with this Queen of Cups is you're a very clear-headed person. Like, you do not get caught up in the trivial or irrelevant things. Like, you're not the type to gossip or scheme behind people's backs. Like, I get the feeling that that type of behavior actually disgusts you, is what I'm feeling, like, very strongly. So you don't really surround yourself with many people because, like I was saying, you can pick up on energy very, very well. And it's rare that you come across people that are kind of like yourself, that don't like to gossip or spread negativity or be about drama, or that are just genuine people. You stay to yourself a lot is what I'm getting, but I think you actually prefer it that way. If I had to take a bet on it, I think you would prefer it that way. Another thing that I'm getting with this Queen of Cups is you are very eager to know yourself, your abilities, and as well as spirit. Like, you really want to get closer to the spiritual realm. For some of you that have picked pile number 2 here, some of you are really trying to establish a strong relationship and a connection to spirit. And it makes you a very unique soul when you're actually seeking after the spiritual realm like that. And not just because you want to see what you can see, or you want to, have certain abilities and powers and things like that. No, I'm seeing that you're just somebody that really wants to get close to spirit, get close to the spiritual realm. Like I said, that makes you a very unique soul. And just like kind of how the sea in this card right here is very calm. That's what I'm getting with you. This is how you require your life and your energy to be, is calm, peaceful. Just like, you can see the sea here. It's very calm behind the Queen of Cups. And because of that, people, I believe that they can tell that you're different, and that's why they're so intrigued by you. But because you can sense people's energy, you're not very intrigued by them. It's kind of like people can't put their finger on you. You may come across as very mysterious to a lot of people, but people don't really come across mysterious to you because you kind of already kind of have people's number, know their deal before you even really get to know them. You're just a very calm and wise person is what I'm getting from this card so strongly, because you honor peace and genuineness or fidelity. Like, you really honor the fact that people that I guess you could call it keep it real, but I really don't feel like that's like important for you. I just kind of feel like you only surround yourself with people that are like genuine, and if they're not, you really don't need to be around it. And I feel as though some of you may used to tell people the things that you were sensing or messages that you would receive from spirit, but I'm kind of getting the sense that you stopped for some reason. And that might only be a few of you from pile number 2 that may have stopped actually relaying the messages that you're receiving from spirit, but I am kind of feeling that. But let's go on ahead and get to these 3 cards here that are going to reveal your hidden talents. The very first one that we have is the King of Swords. Okay. I'm getting that you're a very fair person. Like, you see all sides. Like, you also have an understanding that life spares no one and the truth spares no one. And even though you can see every single side, you can also clearly see and decide where it is that you stand. So like, you don't let the fact that you can see all sides kind of deter you or confuse you or jam you up where you can't make a decision. You can clearly see exactly where it is that you stand and how you feel. And knowing how you feel is not an issue for you at all. Another thing that I'm feeling with this King of Swords here is you mind your own business, but when people approach you, you give them the entire truth. Like, you spare no one. And I feel another one of your hidden talents is you are a messenger for the divine. Honestly, I believe it's one of your jobs here on earth is literally to relay messages that spirit gives you. As well as another hidden talent is your ability to help people open their eyes to more than just their own reality or their own truths. So you can kind of mediate through helping people to see what they don't want to see, because you do it with sensitivity, and people know that you speak the truth because you stay out of drama and you keep to yourself. So it's almost like you've earned yourself a level of respect where people know you don't have hidden agendas, and they know that, like, you're genuine, you keep to yourself, and you're not about all that funny business. Like they can just sense that with you. The very next card here is the Fool. So the Fool is the land of the unknown. Yes, exactly. You live in a formless realm, which is AKA your subconscious. You're a very, very connected person to spirit. And, I believe that another one of your hidden talents is just this unwavering faith and your ability to easily and clearly make your way through the realm or the land of the unknown. So in other words, like the messages and the signs that you receive from spirit, they're very clear to you. Like they don't confuse you. Like you have an extremely rare ability to know exactly what you're experiencing in the realm of spirit and subconscious. And I believe it's because of this unwavering and almost stubborn faith that you have in spirit. And because your faith is so strong that the divine passes along many messages and a lot of information to you. I think that this is why you receive so much. And you also don't fear the subconscious realm or the spiritual realm, which is, the land of the unknown. It's kind of where all things end and all things begin. And then look at this, the very last card that we have. I gotta hold this one up to the camera. Divine wisdom. This is exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, exactly. Spirit has entrusted you with sacred knowledge and information. Okay. And it's up to you what you do with that information. Like I said, I was kind of getting the sense over here that maybe you stopped relaying messages that you were receiving from spirit. But you receive messages and information all the time from spirit. And I believe that you're actually supposed to utilize that or pass that along to other people. Many people don't know exactly what it is that this symbol right here stands for. And this is two snakes wrapping around a kind of like a staff here. And there's two wings on top of this staff. And this is like a vulture or a falcon sometimes. This is a symbol that was widely used in ancient Egyptian mythology. And basically the symbol is all about how the snakes are representative of the conscious or the sacred masculine. And the wings up here, which is the vulture or the falcon, was representative of the sacred feminine or the subconscious. And basically the snakes were intertwined or they were captured by the vulture or the falcon. Which would be the feminine. So it would be like the feminine capturing the masculine, but not necessarily a woman capturing a man, not necessarily gender. This is not about gender. This is all about energy when we're dealing with spirituality. And so it's basically symbolic of the conscious or the ego, the sacred masculine, which is the conscious and the ego, surrendering to the sacred feminine or the subconscious. Okay. When our conscious finally surrenders to the subconscious, that is when this portal or this gate is opened or unlocked, and we are able to venture into this place of unknowingness, this place, this formless place. Like I was talking about with the Fool over here, it's like this formless place where, nothing really exists and everything really exists all at the same time. Almost like, a dream state where when you're in your dreams, you can literally summon anything in your dreams. If you are conscious enough to realize, wow, I'm dreaming right now, you can literally make anything appear in your dreams, because this is a realm where anything goes and anything can happen. When you finally surrender, when the conscious finally surrenders to the subconscious, you're able to venture into this place. You have finally gained access into this sacred subconscious space, right? And it's all about balance. That's all it is. It's all about balance. In ancient Egypt, they used to call these people that really wanted to enter into this sacred space, they called them initiates. And these were initiates of certain deities, gods and goddesses, things like that. And their sole focus was to the conscious to surrender to the subconscious. They would execute this by different life experiences, and so through these different life experiences, they learned balance, and through that balance they gained wisdom because they were able to enter into this sacred space. And so that's what I kind of feel like you are. I feel like you're definitely an initiate to source, and this is what I was getting was a feeling of you being so calm over here. Was like, because the Queen of Cups, she's somebody that's very balanced, and you can only get to the subconscious place that the Queen of Cups lives in through balance. And that's why I think I was getting the sense that you're a very balanced, calm individual. All right, so let's go on ahead and take a look at your oracle cards here. The very first one that we have is, oh my goodness. Look at this. I got to hold this one up too. The initiation. What was I just talking about? You're an initiate. You're an initiate. You are literally an initiate to source, the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly what I was thinking about. Seriously, like I have goosebumps right now, you guys. Yeah, this is hidden. This hidden talent plays a huge role in your purpose for being here on this earth. Yeah, you're definitely like an initiate. The very next card that we've got is Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Okay, so you might be a light worker. For those of you that have picked pile number 2, you may definitely be a light worker. You're not from here or from this galaxy, you know? So you may have been sent here or you may have even volunteered, but either way, this is another sign that this is your destiny to work side by side with the realm of spirit while you are here in this incarnation on Earth. The very next card that we've got, romance. Okay, so with this card, for me, it's kind of all about energy, and your energy to me with this card, it feels very seductive, and not in a sexual way, but like I was saying, people are very intrigued by you, and I believe spirit does this because they're probably in need of your help or a message or your light, something like that. They're in need of your energy, something like that. So I believe that spirit wanted to make your energy kind of very attractive, very seductive, so that the way people kind of gravitate towards you, so that the way they can actually receive that help that spirit is trying to direct them to. The very next card that we've got, ocean, ebb and flow. There's a lot of water here. Lots of water here. You may even be a water sign. You might not, but I just felt like I had to mention that because there's so much water here. So the ebb and flow, sometimes you may feel the need to actually shut off your abilities and rest. And that's what I'm getting with this ebb and flow card here. As well as sometimes you may receive a ton of information from spirit and other times not so much. It doesn't mean that your abilities have left. It just means that maybe you shut it down for a moment, or this may be kind of like rest time for you. Everybody needs to rest, you know? And this card could also be referring to, like I said, with the Queen of Cups. Where is she at? Right here. That some of you may have actually stopped delivering messages from spirit to people in need of help, you know? So if that kind of fits you and that kind of resonates with you, really ask yourself if you should kind of be getting back into the service of helping others, you know? And the very last card that we have is Dragonfly Emergence. And yeah, so you definitely have the ability to turn off your abilities if you want and reemerge when you feel the need to, or when you just start receiving info again. So, you know, definitely ask yourself if maybe you feel as though you haven't been doing what it is that you've been called to do or led to do. That's kind of like sitting on your heart, like you feel like you need to do it. So really kind of have that conversation with yourself and see if your heart is really aching to kind of get back out there and help people and be of service to people and be of service to spirit again. Because like I said, you're an initiate of spirit for sure. You're an initiate of spirit. Like spirit chose you basically. So if you've picked pile number 2, yeah, spirit chose you. You've got a pretty big job to do here. Okay, so this is all I'm seeing for my pile number 2s. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do hope that this reading brought you guys some more clarity. I hope this reading brought you a little closer to who you truly are and the essence of yourself, that the way you can really step into your own power. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys come back to visit me soon, and I'm going to go on ahead and move on to pile number 3. All right, and pile number 3, thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I'm going to be doing this reading a little bit differently from my other readings. Whereas normally I just kind of reveal all the cards at once, I'm going to go through and do each card one by one. The very first card that we've got over here, this is representative of your personality type. And this is actually going to give me a little bit of a look at the person that you are, as well as maybe some hidden talents. Okay, so for my pile number 3, very first card is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm feeling somebody that knows that there's something more to life, and you feel like there's something missing possibly. I believe you may have tried to find this missing thing in many other places, but kind of kept falling short. And you've been asking and looking for a sign that there's something more. And you may feel very alone in the search for this something. Like the people in your life, they may not understand why you feel empty, or like why you can't just accept that this is life, but you know deep in your spirit that there's something more, and you're almost aching for it in a sense. I can feel. I think some of you may even be a little confused or shocked as to why you even feel the way that you do. I feel some of you that pick this pile are materially fulfilled possibly, but it's not enough. And that may cause you some guilt as well, because you or others around you may be trying to tell you, you know, like you have what you need or what you could want. Like, what's the problem? What more could you need? What more could you want? You know? And you may not necessarily have an answer or be able to explain why you feel how you do. It's kind of like you keep digging or looking and you keep like finding the same thing. Like you're really looking for this thing. And the more that you dig and the more that you look and the more that you search for answers, the more that the same kind of answers keep revealing themselves to you. But the thing is that like you're patient and you're resilient and you are determined and you refuse to stop until you find what it is that you've been searching for. And I feel as though you're someone who is very kind of by the book, you know, like very practical. And I believe that you're looking for a practical answer instead of sensing, you know, so like learning is doing and doing is learning. And I believe that you may have to possibly expand your mind and be open to everything, you know, like really be open to things that maybe you aren't open to, you know, just kind of really expand your mind. Because I really get the sense that like the wider you open your eyes or the more you expand your mind, the more that is going to be revealed to you, the more that you're going to see. You know, that's what I'm getting from just this one card. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 cards, which are representative of your actual hidden talents. So the very first one, Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right. So yeah, you feel stuck in this spot where you're not getting any closer to what it is that you're looking for. But your hidden talent that I'm seeing here paired with this is your ability to see what others are blind to. Your eyes are open, okay? And because of that, you find yourself in a space of confusion because you've never been here before or seen these things before. So it's difficult to understand or verbalize what you're experiencing. It's kind of like almost in a way like if you stop digging or searching, you know, that would be okay because you've already found what it is that you're looking for. You've already found it. You just need to open your eyes more. Like your eyes are already open, okay? And that's how you knew something was missing. And that's probably why you're here on this reading. But to be able to clearly see that something that you feel that you're missing, all you have to do is stop searching and open your eyes, like literally. The very next card that we have here is the Lovers. Yes, okay, so I love this card in this deck. So yeah, your hidden talent, I feel like, is knowledge and wisdom. And I know that sounds really weird with this being the Lovers card, but you know, you may be looking for this knowledge through other religion and maybe others like philosophies and others teachings, but this knowledge literally already exists in you. It lives within you already. And I see that you have a very rare ability to balance your polarities too. Like you pull or you can pull from your sacred masculine or your sacred feminine energies. And once you kind of bring these two aspects of yourself together, I almost see like in a sense, like I don't know why, but I can almost see like once you pull these two aspects of yourself together, I can kind of see your solar plexus chakra opening right up and revealing many mysteries to you, like who you truly are, your abilities, and even sacred knowledge. But I definitely believe that another one of your hidden talents here is kind of what I talked about over here with this Two of Pentacles, is you can see into the soul of another person. Okay, so you may be very good already at reading people and not just their energy, but even like hidden things about themselves, like even hidden things about people that these people might not even know about themselves, you know, as well as you have an ability here to really connect on a super deep level with others. Like people feel as though you can truly see them, you know, like you make people feel seen. Like people feel as though you can really see them for who they truly are, and it inspires them to literally be better because you only choose to see beauty, love, and the best parts in others. So it inspires people to be their best because you remind them of their own potential. Next card that we have, look at this, you guys, the Sun. Okay, so yeah, another hidden talent that I'm seeing is you inspire others to get the most out of life, like to ask questions and to seek themselves, you know, to ask the questions that they may have never kind of asked on their own, maybe. So I kind of see like you make people like question and wonder about things that they normally wouldn't question or wonder about. And you're on a quest to unlocking your true self and your own potential. And so you make people realize the freedom in embracing themselves. You know what I mean? Like you're making others think, wonder, and ask questions. And another thing is, I believe you actually raise the vibrations of others' energy by helping show them their own potential, by helping show them their own I am presence or their own essence or who they are at their cellular level, like at their core, you know? And you know, I see people almost bending under your spirit or energy because you need people to be more curious and to ask certain questions if they are going to be in your presence. Like this isn't something that you or others are consciously doing. Like you're not consciously saying like you have to be on this soul journey if you're going to be around me or if you're going to be in my presence. Like you're not consciously saying that, and people aren't consciously giving into that. It's just a matter of conflicting energies literally having to align together to be able to withstand each other and to be able to coexist like peacefully, you know? So let's go ahead and take a look at you guys' oracle cards to, you know, get a better look at as to your hidden talents and what they may be. Okay, so very first one that we've got is fog veiled. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the answers to so many of your questions are literally hidden in plain sight. Like I said, it's just a matter of you opening your eyes wide to be able to see past the fog and everything else that may be kind of like conveniently like positioned in your way, or that's just conveniently like position right in front of the answers that you're looking for, you know? So yeah, basically your answers are kind of lying in like plain sight is what I'm feeling here with this veiled card. The very next one that we have, tree grounding. Wow, this feels really powerful. Okay, so this tree grounding here for me is very similar to the Seven of Pentacles, where you're very rooted within your own existence. You know, I just feel like you're very rooted within your own existence. Like, just like the tree here, just like how the tree can't see its own roots. You know what I mean? Like he can't see his own roots. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what you have to embody, is this certain level of trust between your own roots, which is your spirit, okay, and your tree, which is your body and your life that you've incarnated into. You don't need to see your roots, okay? You don't need to see this. Just like the tree doesn't need to see his roots. Just trust them. But it doesn't need to. The tree doesn't need to see his roots to know or remember where he came from. Like at one point, the tree was just a seed, and he doesn't remember being a seed, you know? Like you may not remember your creation or who spirit created you to be, but it doesn't mean you don't know this information. You've just simply forgotten it. You just have to remember what it is that you already know. And this is why you may feel a bit of emptiness or like you're not all the way 100% whole, because you know there's parts of yourself that you haven't been reunited with yet. And that's one of your hidden talents, is the ability to see what others can't. Like I was saying, you can feel, sense, or see that something is missing. As well as another hidden talent that I'm picking up here is you having almost like this grounding effect on others, which I kind of already touched on a little bit, but it definitely makes others want to know more about their own origins. You definitely make others that are willing to see and that are willing to open their eyes, that there's much more to life. So the very next card that we have, look at this, grace. Oh yeah. Okay. So you definitely have a way with people, because grace is all about elegance and movement. It's about moving elegantly, and it's how you move that inspires others to assess how they move and if they're meeting their own potentials, you know, just like how I was saying with the sun card over here. It's really all about you inspiring grace within people, you inspiring a certain level of awareness within people where they're like, how am I moving throughout life? You know, what sort of things am I thinking and wondering about? Am I expanding my mind enough? You know, things like that. And then the very last card that we have is mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Yeah, okay. So I believe that like this Seven of Pentacles over here, you were being triggered by your inability to recognize the truth that was sitting literally just right in front of you. Just like this card says here, like it says mirror. And as you can see, she's observing her own reflection. And that's because the answers that you're searching for, like I was saying before, they lie within you. And that's the thing, is like, maybe you didn't necessarily recognize that before. You don't need to search anywhere else for whatever it is that you're looking for this inner peace, for this inner fulfillment, you do not need to search anywhere else. It literally lives within you. So you're probably somebody that's also very good at giving like advice. So people probably come to you a lot for advice, or just to like be someone that they can vent to or talk to, because you probably give people like really wise counsel. And I guarantee you that you have people in your life that look at you as like the strong friend, or like somebody that gives really, really, really good advice. And you probably also apply this wisdom and advice to your own life as well. So you probably find like problem solving probably comes very naturally and easily to you. That's what I'm getting like with this mirror card here, is your ability to see into certain parts of yourself and to go to certain places within your own being and within your own essence, and to really kind of use that and apply that into this incarnation, into the life that you're living right now. And it becomes wisdom for you, wisdom that you pass along to others, and wisdom that you pass along to your loved ones, you know? So this is all that I'm saying for my pile number 3s here. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do hope that this reading brought you guys some clarity, some strength, and hopefully a little bit closer to your own true essence in yourself, and stepping into your own power, because you are that powerful, you know? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys come back to visit me soon, and I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the last pile number 4. All right, and pile number 4, welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm going to be doing this reading a little bit differently than all the rest of my readings. Instead of me just revealing all the cards in the very beginning, I'm going to do one card at a time. We're going to start with this card over here, and this is representative of your own personality type, and this is going to give me a little bit of a glimpse into who you are and your own energy. And then these cards here, I actually ended up pulling an extra card, but these cards here are actually going to reveal your hidden talents. All right, so we're going to go on ahead and start with the King of Pentacles. With the King of Pentacles, a lot came through. And what I'm getting with the King of Pentacles is you're a very ambitious person who's very committed to the things that you want in life. And for a large part of your life, I feel as though maybe you were devoted to kind of material gains, and how can I give myself the life I want? How can I acquire this and that? And whatever it is that you felt you needed to do, you did it to gain those things. Even if that meant sacrificing like a relationship or two, didn't really much bother you, because nothing took priority over your own ambitions ever, basically. But now it's kind of like you have your sights set somewhere else, and it's in the realm of the unknown, possibly, or maybe even spirituality for some of you. And I think that you're already privy to the fact that if you are seeking out spirituality, I think that you're already privy to the fact that the spirit realm works very differently from the physical realm. But you are a very ambitious individual, like I was saying, whether or not you're seeking spirituality, and you never back down from anything that you set your sights on. Okay, so you're the kind of person where it's like once you conquer one thing, you're kind of like on to the next thing. Like there's something about the chase that you love. You love going after the things that maybe seem unattainable, or maybe the things that people try to tell you you couldn't have or you couldn't do. It's almost like you do it just to spite them and just to prove the point that these things that I have and the success that I've gained, these things, they're just simply things, you know? Like I feel like you're the type of person that sees like a private jet is just a private jet. Sure, yeah, it costs millions of dollars, and you probably have to be super successful to have a private jet, but it's still just a fucking private jet. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's how you kind of look at it, is like a private jet is just a private jet. A house is just a house. Things are just things, you know? But because of this outlook on life that you have in the material realm, where things are just things, you acquire and attract things very easily because you simply choose not to restrict yourself with limiting beliefs. You have a lot of self-assurance. Like, you know that whatever it is that you set your sights on, whatever it is that you desire, you can get it. And you don't really have, like I said, any sort of boundaries or limiting self-beliefs about what it is that you can have or acquire. All right, so the very first card that we have over here, and like I said, these 4 cards are revealing your actual hidden talents. So very first one that we've got over here is the 8 of Wands. Okay, so with the 8 of Wands, what I'm getting is one of your hidden talents is your perception on life. Like, you can see life or the physical plane for what it truly is. And whether you know it or not, this is a power that enables you to attract anything it is that you desire. Because one, it's not even that you have faith, because you don't necessarily need faith. Like, faith is only needed when we have to go against our own basic logic and reason reasoning to achieve something that would otherwise seem impossible, right? But you don't see anything as impossible in the physical realm. So you don't need to believe, you don't have this need to believe or have faith. Like, you can have whatever it is that you want. And then 2, you're not afraid of hard work. You are mentally prepared to have to work for all it is that you want. So it doesn't really catch you by surprise when you have to kind of, really break a sweat to get what it is that you want. And so when you couple these 2 things together, faith or belief in hard work, the impossible becomes the possible. It's like that saying, or that scripture where it's like, faith without works is dead, right? We can't try to attract things if we're not willing to work for them. Magic is not just believing in the law of attraction. You know what I mean? Like, it's also about physical energy, physical exertion. You have to exert some sort of energy to attract these things. It takes a little bit more than just really wanting or really desiring something. We can't necessarily attract things if we're not willing to work for them. And working for something but not believing we can attain it is also another losing battle. You know what I mean? So it really takes both. It takes a nice balance of both. And the next card that we've got over here, the 5 of Cups. Yeah. So another huge hidden talent here that I'm seeing with this 5 of Cups is like your ability to stay focused. Like, sure, things happen. Like I was saying with this King of Pentacles over here, like you probably sacrificed a relationship or 2 to pursue your goals and really kind of be like career oriented. But it's the ability to keep that kind of tunnel vision set on your goals. That's another hidden talent of yours, because it's not very easy to do. I'm saying, like, you literally have like tunnel vision where it's like, I don't care what the hell's going on. I am like staying focused on this, because you understand how important focus is. And that's not a very easy thing to do, but you do not allow any sort of interferences to keep you from what it is that you've already claimed as yours, is what I'm getting with this. And you're also able to recognize the worth in all things as well, as what I'm getting with this 5 of Cups. And when I'm talking about the worth in things, I'm not talking about like monetary worth, but I'm talking about actual energetic worth. Like, if something requires more energy than its actual value, you can clearly see that, and you will remove it from your frame of focus if it's like, oh no, this is not worth like my energy, this is not worth my blood, sweat, and tears, it's not worth it. And you'll literally just remove the entire goal from your frame of focus. 3 of Wands. Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, a hidden talent of yours is knowing exactly what you want, require, and need, basically, is what I'm getting with this 3 of Wands. So it's all about knowing exactly what you want, what you require, and what you need. Again, I'm seeing a lack of fear for whatever is required of you to reach your goal. Like, sometimes you can even foretell or maybe even see a difficult road ahead. But it's all the same to you. Like I was saying over here, like, things are just things to you. Work is just work to you. Whether it's easy or challenging work, it's still just work to you. It's still an exertion of energy, And then the very last card that we have over here is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So with this Knight of Pentacles, another hidden talent that I'm seeing is your ability to see what you want and to really move on it. So like the Knight of Pentacles, he's not a quick mover like some of his other counterparts, like the Knight of Wands, for instance, or the Knight of Swords. But that's what gives him clear sight, is because he isn't moving so fast. But I see here that you actually have the ability to kind of clearly set your goals and then act on it without delay. So it's just kind of like this 8 of Wands over here, where it's like, maybe you kind of take your time with knowing exactly what it is that you want. I do believe that you actually do that because you actually try to assess how much work something is going to take and whether it's actually worth all that work and all your energy. So I do believe that you take your time with deciding what it is exactly that you want. But once you decide, you act fast, So let's go ahead and take a look at some of you guys' oracle cards here to see what else we're seeing with your hidden talents. So the very first one, look at that. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. Persecution. Okay, so yeah, you may have felt persecuted before. Like I was saying with this King of Pentacles, like, people may have told you you can't have something or you can't do something. And I feel like you express yourself or respond to them by proving them wrong. Like, I literally feel as though that's one thing that kind of drives you, is like, oh, you said I can't do it? Watch me. Like, I really feel that very strongly with this group number 4 here. And then the very next card, look at that. Look at this. I gotta hold this one up to the camera. Look at that. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor, integrity. Yes. Okay. So yeah, you know what belongs to you because you want it. Like, you already know if you want something, or you already know that if you want something, it's yours, basically. Like, success is not a thing to you. Success is not a thing to you. It's just, this is like normal life for you, where it's like, I want something, you know, I get it. Kind of like the Ariana Grande song, like, I want it, I got it. You know, that this is you right here. Well, whatever it is that you want, you got it. It's all yours. And the very last card, fire, passion. Yes, I was feeling a lot of passion with this. Like I was saying, like, kind of one of your things is like, oh, you told me I can't have something. Well, watch me get it. Like, that's the kind of thing that really fuels you. And I feel like passion is what this is saying is it really keeps you going. But yeah, like I was saying with this fire passion card, it's just like this eternal fire flame that just like burns in you, and it's unquenchable. It's literally like this huge friendly monster that wants the best for you. And it's like, no matter how much success you attain, no matter how many things you attain, no matter how many goals you succeed at, it's just like this flame is forever going to burn in you that just wants more and more and more. But it's not a bad thing. It's just like, it just keeps pushing you to, like, you know, you can do this, you can do that. And this is something that motivates you, and it keeps you going, and it keeps you determined, and it keeps you committed to your dreams and your goals, which is amazing. Like, I think that's awesome. And I believe that that's another hidden talent that lives within you, is this eternal flame that just burns within your soul, within your spirit. That's like, no, you can do this. Not even that it has to remind you that you can do this. You already know that, but it's just like, you know, it's just like I was saying, like this just huge monster you just keep feeding with like all this success and all these goals and all these things that you keep completing and attaining and succeeding at. And it'll never be enough, because I mean, this is just you. You're just on this kind of journey too, where it's like, I want what I want, and you know, you can never want or have enough. So but yeah, this is all that I'm saying for my pile number 4. Is thank you guys so much for tuning in. This means the world to me. I hope that this reading brought you guys some clarity, and hopefully one step closer to you realizing exactly who you are and stepping into your own power, because it's exactly my goal here over here at my channel. So, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys come back to visit me soon, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye guys.